Alright guys, we are back here today on the N54. We've got another block here that we are prepping for any potential future rebuild or block to be sold for someone else to rebuild. So the block gone through, has been cleaned, painted. Everything has been nicely cleaned, ready for new bearings. The bores have been honed, and they've been honed to achieve a specific surface roughness. Now, the roughness, the numbers we talked about, is going to be Rpk, Rk, and Rvk. I'm no longer, or industry-wise, no longer follows the RA guidelines. That doesn't give you a holistic picture. I'll put a picture up of a graph that kind of shows those numbers and what they mean. But there's a specific value that we aim for in each of those numbers in these bores when we hone them, to make sure that your bores is going to sufficiently seal your rings, and there's enough valleys in the bores that allows for oil retention to keep the oil there when the rings comes up. So that all has been done already. I'll put a link up to another N54 block where I did those measurements, so you can take a look for reference of how it was done. But I'm gonna put the as left numbers up, and you guys should probably be seeing it right after this, or maybe at the end of this short clip, to see what those numbers are. So next thing, that what we are going to go ahead and do here, we're going to go ahead and measure the bores. We're going to measure it vertically and perpendicular at 3 positions, about 10 millimeter, about 37 millimeter, and about 79 millimeter, to get those measurements and to check the bores for out of round and taper. Now, caveat here, and I've said it in many other videos, you're going to measure these bores and you're going to find here is going to be larger than here. You know, your pistons are rotating this way and is constantly hitting these walls, so you're going to have a little elongation that's going to happen on these bores regardless. BMW does not publish any service limits. They publish a new work condition, meaning brand new from the factory, what this block's supposed to be. It's up to your experience and your knowledge to run a block with what your measurements you get and what clearance you're happy with. Like I said, there's no service limits. It all comes down to the user's experience level and what they're comfortable with. All right, so we're going to go ahead and measure these bores, and then we should be, after that, we're going to oil the bores up and then plastic, wrap this in plastic sheeting and storage for a future build. Okay? We've got our bore gauge already set to the 84.02 millimeter, which is set to 84 millimeter, which is a standard bore, which plus they give you 2.02 millimeter tolerance. So that comes right out to be 3.079 inches. So if we hit the 0 right here, then we're right at the high end of the tolerance. So anything below the 0, it's going to be additional wear. Anything past the 0 will be closer to the factory bore without the tolerance. So, you know, anything past the 0, it's under 84.02 millimeter. Okay, so let's get to it.